Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Rye, and today I've got another ranked battle here in my Bismarck in World of Warships. This particular ranked battle, I think, ties the previous one for fastest, pretty much one-sided victory. Only, we're actually going to have to play hard in order to make that happen, and it almost ended up not being such a one-sided victory. As the battle gets started here, we're on the Northern Lights map, which is basically just the north map with pretty colors and at night. My team is debating on where it wants to go. I made the suggestion that because most of the team had spawned closer to B, that we should head for B. Instead, my team has decided that we're going to start heading towards A. But it looks like that the enemy team has decided, at least partially, that they want to head towards A as well. However, due to my spawn location, I've decided that I'm going to sail towards the B capture point anyway. So I get myself headed in that general direction and get my guns all pointed towards the enemy. Fired some shots off there, didn't really manage to do much damage. Trying to hit this Mogami before he disappears behind that island. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be the case. So instead, I decided to shift targets to this New Orleans. My team has kind of split up a little bit with at least one person heading over to B, and you'll notice that they've managed to spot an enemy Atago pushing into B. There's also the enemy Fubuki back over there. And while we do have a destroyer who's going to push up into A, most of the team has decided that we're going to instead go and fight over B. And that looks like a good solid decision at this point because most of the enemy team is heading that direction. Managed to nail a citadel on one of those ships back there, which is great for me. Always love starting off the game with a nice fat citadel. Now, we're going to get into a kind of a dicey situation here. We've got a lot of cruisers that have torpedoes. So, as you can see there, the cruiser behind me has fired off torpedoes, and he's fired them off very close to me. Cruiser in front of me has fired off torpedoes. Not so concerned about him. This Atago is going to continue pushing around this island and expose himself. He's well within range of secondary batteries on the Bismarck, so my secondary guns are just going to start ripping him apart. I'm going to start turning in because I'm afraid that there might be torpedoes in the water, and I definitely don't need to be sailing in a straight line. That's when the enemy Fubuki pops up, and he's got all sorts of problems. Look at all those torpedoes in his direction. I thought I had flagged him for secondaries, but not quite quickly enough, so there I had to do it again. Managed to nail that Atago for a first blood in this battle before he can get out of line of my guns. Enemy aircraft carrier has come in and has hit me with dive bombers. Now, I repaired that damage because I didn't realize that that carrier had torpedo planes as well. The enemy Fubuki manages to slip behind the island before I can get shots off at him, though he is still flagged for secondaries. Now I'm in a bit of a really bad position. Basically, I've got two enemy torpedo bomber squadrons coming in at me, and I've got an island in front of me, which means there's only one way I can turn, or I end up beaching myself. But the carrier manages to botch his drop on me, and the result of this is that I'm only going to eat one. Of course, the one I do eat manages to cause flooding, and I've got another 40 seconds before I can repair that. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to start flooding, and I'm just going to have to accept this. Fortunately for me, there's nothing else that can shoot me or set me on fire right now. Now, I'm turning my ship around. B is still the contested point. We have managed to secure A, and having done so, plus killing that enemy Atago, basically means that the enemy team is down on points. So they are going to try very, very hard to capture one of our points. But you'll notice they have a couple of ships back over by A, and there's only one ship on our team who's actually holding them off. Damage control came up, popped that to repair the flooding, pop my repair ability, get some of that HP back that I lost, and I'm going to try and push up around this island. I've activated my hydroacoustic a while ago when the Fubuki was spotted, and was hoping that he would stay within the range so my team could continue attacking him. There again, he's popped up, he still has my secondaries flagged, and then a friendly Benson tries to torpedo me. Wow. That was close. Fired shots off there, finished off that Fubuki. He was very low health, but he was also in range of secondaries, and I have no doubt that they would have finished him off anyway. Turned in to make sure that I could avoid any possible torpedoes, and sure enough, there's 3 of them, so he did get a set off. Dodged them handedly. This Atago's now in range of my secondaries, and he's giving me a broadside. But, of course, RNGesus giveth and RNGesus taketh. And a broadside Atago at less than 10 kilometers, and I can't nail a citadel. And the enemy CV has come back and dive bombed me yet again, set me on fire twice. I managed to torpedo beats, thread the needle of that Atago's torpedoes, and avoid eating any of those. So I'm sitting here, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm waiting to see if those torpedo planes are going to come and attack me. Pull a tactical beaching action on the wreckage of the enemy Fubuki, and that's actually going to save my ass from those other torpedoes from the Atago. Unfortunately, as I pop my damage control ability, there's the enemy CV's torpedo planes coming in for what should be a secured kill because I'm effectively stopped and I can't move forward. It's going to take so much time before I can get the momentum up. So all he has to do is line up those torpedoes nicely, and that's when the friendly Benson comes in with a smoke screen and eats 1, 2, 3 torpedoes before they arm and saves me from eating more than 1. Holy shit. Benson for the win, and he's managed to lay down smoke. Unfortunately, my speed was up as I'm pushing into this smoke, and while I'm desperately trying to stop and slow down, it's not going to be the case. I'm not able to stay inside that smoke as I drift forward out of it. I've taken a lot of damage though. I'm on fire still. I'm still flooding, and the question is whether or not my damage control ability is going to come up soon enough to save me from flooding to death. I only have a few seconds left. Can I make it? Yes, I pop that control ability and I make sure to end that flooding. My heal is almost off cooldown, and I can start regaining some HP. To the Benson, the reason I'm not in smoke is because, well, you see there's torpedoes coming in there, but also because I already drifted out. There's a lot of momentum. The enemy aircraft carriers popped up, but he's sitting in his dive bombers yet again, and that Mogami is shooting high explosive at me. I'm expecting to get set on fire. So I'm thinking these will probably be my last shots of the game. Hopefully I can get a good damage roll on him. He manages to set me on fire in 2 places. I get my high caliber medal. And now I'm looking at the situation thinking I am not going to survive. I'm burning in 2 places and my repair is not available. But it doesn't matter. We managed to kill their North Carolina and secure victory without losing a single friendly ship. Wow. Holy shit. Fireproof, first blood, high caliber, and unsinkable. That's fantastic. And that team play, the Benson who nearly torpedoed me, comes back for the save and saves my ass from eating more than 1 of those torpedoes from the enemy CV. Holy shit, that was some good play right there. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the level of teamwork that you just witnessed gives you some hope and encouragement in this ranked season. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like semi-regular channel news and updates, please like me and follow me on Facebook. And if you'd like to help support me in my channel, please do so by visiting my Patreon. You can find the links for both of those in the description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.